Hi, I'm Dale. I'm a Global Product Manager with Oregon Products.
I'm Sarah, and I'm a Global Marketing Manager with Oregon Products. Today we're going to talk to you about how to string different trimmer lines, especially the most popular brands on the market today. So I'm going to teach you about Gator SpeedLoad, the new innovative product from Oregon, and Dale is going to take you through some other popular brands.
Okay, I'm going to start with a Stihl trimmer. This is an FS91 Stihl, very popular brand on the market, and very common trimmer head.
So Dale, how many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this with Oregon for about 29 years, but in my life I've spent over 40 years in the industry.
So what type of line are you feeding into this?
I am putting Oregon's Magnum Gatorline into this. This is a square line. It's 0.095 inches in diameter, and it's one of our premium lines. In fact, it is our most premium line. I'm using the square shape in this instance. So
how many feet are you putting in?
I'm putting in approximately 20 feet. My wingspan is about 6 feet, so I did just a little bit over 3 wingspans going in, so it's not exact, but it's close.
You're like an eagle.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, so for someone who isn't using their wingspan, how would you recommend to measure the line out?
You can use a tape measure. You can measure it out on the floor, put tape on the floor. There's many different ways that you could do it. It's not a precise science. It doesn't have to be exactly that amount, but that's the maximum amount that you would put into the head. So Sarah, do you see?
The 2 grooves?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to slide the line into that until it stops, and then there's an arrow on the back side. Can you see the arrow?
Yeah, it points the opposite way of the way you put it in.
All right. So what we're going to do is wind that in the direction of the arrow. I put that in the wrong side to begin with. I apologize.
Of course you
So we're
did.
going to wind it around in the direction of the arrow. And I'll try not to step on the line anymore. So wind it around. There is a notch.
Careful.
Did I get you?
Yeah.
Good. So put that and lock that into place on the top so it doesn't come unwound.
So you did 10 feet on the bottom and you're doing 10 feet on the top?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to string my trimmer.
Okay.
Pop off the top, pull my pre-wound line, take the ends out, snap it into place, put the ends through the eyelets. No winding, no cutting, snap it on. Well, I finished mine.
I'm just about there, Sarah.
You're nice and slow.
Hey, I am just about there. Ta-da! Okay, that's the Stihl. Now I'm going to go to the Husqvarna. This is an older Husqvarna. It's a model 325.
How old is this model?
I'm going to guess it's probably in the 15-year range, something like that.
So you've been working here about 60 years longer than that?
That would be a incorrect statement. Since I've been here for 29, that would be 14 years now, Sarah.
Enough. Close enough.
Yeah, we'll work on your math later.
So what's the difference between the one you're stringing now versus the one you just did?
They're both tap and go heads, or bump feed, tap and go. That terminology works for both. And it's just the different brands. They use a little bit different look and style and feel to match their own brand, but they both do the same thing. You wind the line on the trimmer head, you tap it on the ground to bump it and advance it and trim.
And how many feet of line are you putting in?
I'm going to do the same thing on this one, approximately 18 to 20 feet. This one I can wind both at the same time, and there's a notch there that I can hook that into, and then there is arrows pointing me around in this direction. So I'm going to do both of them at the same time. So I will be twice as fast, and I don't believe you'll have the same success.
I could
competing
easily
against me this time.
have that same success. It will take me less than 20 seconds to
I'm
finish
just about
mine.
there, Sarah. I'm just about there.
Me too, Dale.
I'm almost done. I am almost.
Again, I'm finished, so I'll just wait for you to finish. Take your time. So do you have to wind it like this every time you have to replace line?
That's correct. Every time you run out of line, you will go through the same exercise.
Okay.
So voila, the Husqvarna is done. The next one I'm going to do is from Echo. This is the Echo Speed Feed head. The nice thing about this one, I don't have to take it apart. And Speed Feed is one of the fastest trimmer heads to load on the market today.
Before Gator SpeedLoad.
That's correct. That's correct. So
clarifying.
we will see on this. I don't have to take this one apart, so this one's really nice. I've got, see the arrow there, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to line up in the center of that eyelet. And if you look through it, you can see daylight through there, okay?
Okay.
So I will go through.
So can you use the same type of line for all of these?
I can use the same line on all of these that I've done so far. These are all basically really commercial units. A lot of residential users will have these as well, but they're really considered more of a pro unit.
What's your favorite of the three that you're working on?
Oh, of the 3 trimmer heads or the 3 brands of trimmer?
Both.
The Speed Feed is really a nice head as far as loading because you don't have to take it apart. Sometimes I have a little difficulty here. As far as the trimmers, I think they're fairly equal in my mind. I like them all. I don't want to offend any of our users of any of the brands out there. They're all very good brands.
It's awfully tangled.
So the nice thing here is, all right, I've looped it through and I've centered it halfway through.
Is this 20 feet of line?
That's roughly 20 feet of line. Okay. And see, I don't have to try and wind it in my head. One of the things that you saw, I didn't have any mistakes in winding the other ones. It's very common to run into where it slips out of your hand or you don't get it quite in there in time. And then you've got what's called, I call it a bird's nest in your hand, and it's just a mess to try and deal with. This one you don't have to. Sometimes this line will get wound around your arm. And
Finish.
that's how the Speed Feed by Echo works.
So the great thing about all of these is that Gator SpeedLoad does actually fit onto every single one of these models. It fits onto most gas trimmers. So I have it mounted here onto a different brand trimmer just to show you that it does mount and fit, but it does fit all of the brands that Dale has gone through.
Okay, and the last one I'm going to show you is on a Ryobi. This is a curve shaft. Can you see, Sarah, why we call this a curve shaft?
I would guess because the shaft is curved.
And what do you think we call these?
Probably straight shaft.
Straight
Dale.
shaft, absolutely correct.
Thanks for clarifying.
This is also a tap and go head or a bump feed head. And it still has to have the line wound in it, but it comes apart a little bit different way. The bump knob on this one turns counterclockwise, and the spool comes off as you see here. I'm going to do a little bit different here. I'm going to use a round line. Look in the, do you see where these lights will go in that?
Yep.
Okay, and what do you notice about those?
They're more narrow.
Yeah, and they're also a narrow round, and so the square doesn't fit in it quite as well. So I'm going to cut, and this uses a little bit less line. This is just 12 feet, Sarah. So I'll just do a couple of wingspans.
So Dale, in your 29 years of being here, what would you say is the best thing to use for landscaping versus lawn care jobs?
I think it depends on what kind of vegetation you're wanting to cut. If you're cutting, just trimming grass in those type of conditions around your yard, round line is perfect. It's a line that bends easily in all directions. It's a nice cutting line. It's very versatile, very universal in that respect.
Which type of head would you use though? Bump feed, speed feed?
Well, speed feed is a bump feed also. So they're all bump feed, and I would definitely use a bump feed. For me, I would use Gator SpeedLoad, and you're demonstrating the main reasons why, because it's just so easy to work with. All of these will have arrows on them, so you know which direction to wind them in. So this one is winding in this direction. This is a little bit less line.
So you're winding every single one?
I'm winding them individually. Yeah, I have to wind them one at a time.
You definitely don't have to wind Gator SpeedLoad.
No, that's the nice thing about Gator SpeedLoad. You don't have to worry about it coming undone. The other beautiful thing about Gator SpeedLoad is that it will advance every single time you tap the head on the ground. On these others, even though they work pretty well most of the time, as you notice when I wind this around, it's all over itself. Sometimes it winds itself into a knot, and it doesn't always want to advance.
And how much line did you use for this trimmer?
This one I used 12 feet.
Okay, so that's the same as the Gator SpeedLoad pre-wound. They're 12 feet. We do have a larger head as well that will hold 21 feet, but this is the same amount of feed that Dale is using right now.
Oops. This is one of the struggles sometimes. It's got a spring that they like to come loose. There. On Gator SpeedLoad, everything is self-contained on them, so you don't have to worry about losing any parts.
Struggle-free.
Yeah, this one I
think we should do a time challenge after this so I can show you how fast I can and how many I can load compared to one of yours.
You know what? I think you're on. I've been doing this for so many years. I think I can do it pretty much error-free.
I will challenge your 29 to 100 years,
Okay,
and I will win.
I think I can kick your tail. I'm going to look at all of these here. I'm going to have to take the line out of one of them.
Okay.
I'm going to choose speed feed. They claim to be a very fast feeding head.
So you're choosing speed feed to challenge me against Gator SpeedLoad.
I am, but
okay.
I want you to give me just a little bit of time.
I will wait for you to get the line out.
Let me a little bit of time, and I think I will come out victorious.
You will not.
I think I will.
I don't think you've ever won in your life, Dale.
Sarah, I think you're going to have to take that back and apologize.
I will do
Very
no such thing.
soon. Okay, are we ready? I think you've cheated already. You've already
I'm
started
not
taking it
cheating.
apart. Okay?
No, mine is right here.
Okay.
It's complete. I was taking the line out.
Okay, are you ready to go?
I am ready whenever you
Okay, you start us.
are. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop!
Oh!
Dale! Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're such a cheater.
That didn't help, did it?
What are you doing?
I'm going to beat you. I am going to win.
You are not going to win. You will never beat me at anything. Now you drop my head onto the ground.
Uh-oh.
All right, Dale, I'm done. And I'll start a second one while I wait for you.
Well, I had a problem. The spool fell on the ground.
Well, that's why you choose a line that you don't have to wind and cut.
Okay, I'm on a roll now.
Careful. And I finished number 2, working on number 3 as we speak. No cutting, no winding.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, well, I finished 2.5 in the time that you did 1.
Okay, I have to admit, you did a great job. I've been doing this for 40 plus years. You've been doing it for?
About 5 minutes.
Wow, okay. Congratulations, Sarah. Good job.
Sorry that your years of experience didn't add up to my innovative product. Okay, so as we mentioned, Gator SpeedLoad, it's the new product on the market. It can be found at OregonProducts.com, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and other merchants. Thanks so much for watching our video today, and please comment below. Let us know your favorite trimmer line, and what you love about Oregon.